How do you know if you have a rare $1 bill? In this video, I'm going to tell you everything you need to know to make sure I'm missing any rare $1 bill worth potentially thousands of dollars. Welcome back to Only Prices. If this is your first time here and you want to learn more about rare coins and paper money, start now by subscribing and clicking the bell so you don't miss anything. Let's jump right into the video. Up first, we have a 1985 $1 Federal Reserve Star Note graded by PMG, a 58 PQ. So this is exactly how you determine how much your star note is worth. The first thing is condition. This one was graded as a 58, which means almost uncirculated. That means it has one fold somewhere on the bill. If your bill has no folds, that's going to increase the value. Second, you want to make sure that it has the star on the bill. Then you can go to this website, mycurrencycollection.com. You want to type in the serial number on this website, the date, the denomination, which is $1, and it's going to tell you if your bill is less rare or more rare. And if it's more rare, it could be worth hundreds or thousands of dollars. Then what you would do is either contact a rare paper money expert, or you can sell it on eBay. Big thing is you don't want to bring it into a coin shop and have them potentially scam you out of hundreds or thousands of dollars. This one, because it's considered a relatively rare star note from St. Louis and it's graded as a PMG AU, this $1 Washington bill sold for $516. Up next, we have a 1988 $1 star note Federal Reserve note graded by PCGS, a 64 PPQ. PPQ means it is premium paper quality. That means there's no staining, no dirt. Essentially, it never went into circulation. But you can also tell this one is a star note. That means it's a replacement note. And this one sold for $660. This is a really important note to look out for. So this is a $1 1977A Federal Reserve note from Richmond, Virginia, graded by PMG, a 30. So that's a very fine grade. That's a lower grade, so it's still, this note went into circulation. It passed hands before someone noticed and took it out of circulation. So this is what they call a Natick test paper note. Essentially, if you have a 1977A $1 bill that has the serial number between E7600001 through E806400H, you have a bill that has the Natick test paper. Essentially, the Bureau of Engraving and Printing was testing out a new type of paper during this time, and collectors go crazy over this type of Natick test paper $1 bill. And this note, this $1 bill, sold for $960. Up next, we have a $1 1981A Federal Reserve note graded by PCGS, a 67 PPQ, which is very, very high. The highest grade you can get in grading for paper money and coins is 70, and this is only a few points away. Grading for paper money is relatively based off of the number of folds and also the centering of the bill, how well centered it is on the note. Make sure if you have any sort of star note, you're using some sort of lookup to see, just like mycurrencycollection.com, to see how rare your bill really is, because that's going to tell you how much the note is actually worth. And because this one graded so highly and it's from a rare star note run, one sold for $1,300. This one's really cool to look out for. So this is a $1 bill from 2017, so very, very common, very, very modern of a bill. Wasn't printed that long ago. Federal Reserve note graded by PMG, a 66 EPQ. So the thing you want to look out for here is the fact that it is a fancy serial number. I mean, look at that serial number. It has a 2 and then a whole bunch of zeros. If your bill looks like this, you have something that is very, very rare with a lot of money, especially if it's in high grade condition. This $1 bill sold for $1,680. Here is a $1 bill from 1988A. This is a web note from Atlanta, graded by PMG, a 40 EPQ. So the thing you really need to be looking out for on your $1 bills is that if it is a web note or not. You can tell it's a web note by the plate position on the front and the back of the note. So let's look on the front of the note. So if your plate position is in this location on the front of the bill, you have a web note. And if you flip the bill over to the back and you see that the plate position is to the right of the motto on the back, just like this one, then you have a web note. The web notes typically look a little bit different. You can see Washington's this face will look different compared to a non-web note. And because this is a web note from a pretty special run, this note sold for $1,920. Here we have another web note graded by PCGS, a 67 ppq. So it's a web note and it is a really high grade by PCGS. And just like I was saying before, it's also a star note, which increases the value even more. And this note sold for $2,820. Here we have a 1981 $1 bill from the Federal Reserve of Cleveland, Ohio. This is in lower condition. You can tell it's in a low condition. This is in between the fine and very fine grade, I would say. But the thing that made this note sell for so much money is the fact that it is a serial number 1. Typically, the low serial numbers, anywhere between 1 and 9, sell for a huge premium over the face value of the note. So if you ever have a $1 bill or any sort of bill that has a serial number 1, make sure that if you're going to sell it, you approach someone that you can trust. Do not go to a pawn shop. Try to go to a coin shop or find someone online that's willing to give you a fair amount of money for your rare paper money bills. This note, this $1 bill with the serial number 1, sold for $2,875. Here we have a $1 1988 Federal Reserve note, gem crisp uncirculated. That means that there is not one single fold on this bill. Again, this is a star note, so you want to be looking at how rare the actual star note is. Some star notes are very common while others are incredibly rare, and collectors love collecting these small print runs that have the star designation on them. Because this one came from a rare star note print run, this one sold for $3,220. Here we have a 1981 Federal Reserve note from Dallas, graded gem crisp uncirculated. So Dallas has a pretty rare print run for the 1981 $1 star note bills. If you use the star note lookup tool and see how rare this one is, it is incredibly hard and challenging to find this note, especially in gem uncirculated condition. And that's why this note sold for $3,450. Hit that subscribe button, it really does help out with the YouTube algorithm. Stay tuned for more, and I'll see you in the next video.